I am unmuted. It's crazy.
What are we going to talk about?
Well, last topic. Okay, so welcome to the ML podcast one. If this recording goes through, I hope it will. Let's talk about Vanoss. Okay, no, not regular Vanoss. Vanoss 2099. So, a lot. I've heard a lot of people kind of been like, oh, the sky's falling down, Graycon and Wormlot are out of here. They're guaranteed gone. And I just want to hear your thoughts on that, because I personally don't think they're straight out the window, but I've definitely seen a drop in usage, so I suppose it has some merit.
Yeah, I'm kind of in a same boat.
Yeah. So, what I'm thinking so far is, personally, I don't really know Vanoss's exact damage values. There are probably people who do. But even if it does have a lot of damage, I feel like since they both have Essence, that's kind of a game changer. Because if they didn't have Essence, obviously they'd be dead, and that'd be the end of it. But because they do have Essence, I do feel like that they're still very prominent. Because they can be revived back, and especially in the case of Gracon or Graycon, however you pronounce it, he can go ahead and he can revive himself, and then he can get the denials off. And then once those denials are off on Vanoss, there's not much you can do anymore unless you pair him with another Wormlot or Graycon, which in that case,
Yeah.
Okay, so Shadow says that Vanoss for sure, but I don't think he's grain breaking or causing harm. Yeah, see, here's the thing. I go to a lot of servers. I've been kind of scrolling down in some comment sections of YouTube, and even when this wasn't even whenever Vanoss came out. This was when Vastus came out, because Vastus was the first monster to gain Pierce, at least in a move, and there were people commenting.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so many people were commenting like Armor, like, okay, this is in particular Armor Gaming. I saw this in a comment, and somebody commented like, oh, Armor is so stupid. Why is he saying that, like, Wormlad and Graycon are still overpowered? Because, there's Pierce monsters.
They are.
I mean, like, exactly. And they're saying, like, Wormlad and Graycon, they're bad, and Vanoss and Vastus is going to end their whole career now. Don't get me wrong, I do feel like that Vanoss is definitely going to decrease the usage of Wormlad and Gracon somewhat, but I don't think it's absolutely, oh, they're gone, they're out of here, they are canceled, because that's what I'm thinking.
Oh yeah, as I've already been seeing in my usage data blogs, holy hell, they have been dropping pretty bad.
I mean, don't get me, I can understand the drop, because Pierce monsters are obviously just not good for them. They're the one, like, the big counter for them, because for trade disable, being killed, they have the res, and otherwise, but yeah. Bye, puppy.
Guess I'm alone now.
Oh, whoops. Okay. It's fine if you could edit that out, Shadow, that'd be nice, but anyway, let's continue. So yeah, honestly, let's move on from that. Basically, let's just conclude this at it's definitely going to decrease usage, and it can pose a small problem, but it's definitely not game-changing. So, speaking of Vanoss and Cosmic, let's move on to Cosmics in general. So, personally, I don't really support the release. I never really saw the point in this. I didn't feel that the Mythic meta was breaking at all. I felt like it was pretty solid, albeit I don't really like how the strategy is kind of dumbed down, but I felt like it was okay, and I don't think the Cosmics were necessary, yeah.
Honestly, in my opinion, I feel like they dropped Cosmics to try and 100% get rid of Legendaries. That makes sense. Like, there are still quite a few Legendaries being used, but now with Cosmics out, I already tested it out with Hardy. I literally use, like, what is it? 40 power skill, one shot, it deals about, like, 98k, or 114k or so. It's so much damage.
Yeah. Okay. I think I can see where you're coming from, but the only problem I have with that is that I feel like Legendaries, I felt like Mythics did the job anyway, and I felt like Cosmics were, if Okay, sorry. I felt like the only legendaries that were mostly, for the most part, prominent were like Greykon and Wormlad. So I felt like it'd be kind of pointless because unless they were trying to just eliminate all of them, then I just feel like this is just straight up a money grab. That's how I feel about this. It's a
Yeah, I don't doubt that. As it's already been shown, we've had like how many cosmics now are strictly pay to win? Like 2 out of the 4 that were already dropped.
I feel like it's a money grab though. There's no point. I think they're just trying to disqualify a good portion of mythics and then just force people to get them. But like you did say, only like they're not all pay to win yet. I feel like in some point in the future they're going to. I just feel like they're going to try to grab money. You say Greykon? Okay, I say Greykon or Grakon. I don't care about the pronunciation. Okay, and let's read through Shadow.
Pronunciation matters.
Okay, I'm gonna read through them. Hyrule does more. Okay, Cosmic Pro necessary. Okay, we're arguing about Grakon's pronunciation or Greykon. I don't care. Okay. So like,
Grakon just sounds cooler to me.
I'm fine with Greykon. I'm fine with Grakon. I don't care. Okay, so I'm going to move on, and I'm going to go back to a specific monster. Except, unlike talking about a meta monster of Cosmic, I'm going to talk about one that I find absolutely unbearably bad, and that one is Sluggazoid. And
oh dear God,
yeah, I don't know. Okay, I think I already did this in my monster analysis, but I don't know what Sluggazoid wants to do. They claim he's a controller, but he has no solid control skills. And don't even get me started on Stamina Drain.
He works if you have Pump Seed Staff or an Oblation Staff. That's about it.
But, like, he doesn't exceed. He works. And, honestly, ironically enough, he's free to play. Isn't it crazy that the worst Cosmic is completely free to play from the Legends Pass? That's a total coincidence, huh?
Speaking of free to play, Thunderkong.
Yeah. It's so crazy. Party and Vanoss, some of the best Cosmics are, you have to pay for them. But, Sluggazoid. Oh, okay, Thunderkong. I don't know. I don't think Thunderkong is worse than Sluggazoid. There, I said it. I don't think Thunderkong is worse than Sluggazoid.
I don't think either. I mean, if Rare Avis could work when Mythics were first dropped, surely Thunderkong could work, right?
Yeah, I feel like you can work with Thunderkong. At least Thunderkong has a specific usage. But, like, Sluggazoid, don't use him as a denier. He has no support moves. He's obviously not a tank. And if you try to use him as an attacker, he's just going to do no damage. He doesn't have any moves that do decent damage. And his denial is just horrific. His control or denial or whatever, it's horrific. It's unusable.
Should we let Liam talk?
Huh?
Liam? In ML General, he's at, Zawadi, sorry.
Yeah,
Zawadi, Liam.
Zawadi. How are we going to do this? Zawadi. How about we just give him ranking council for this bit, and then he can just talk? I'll give him ranking council. Alright, Zugwadi, you have ranking council now, so you can talk in here. Please don't abuse the role. Okay, so why don't you give your little voice here? Yeah, talk. Alright, guys, looks like we have a new... Huh?
No, I just said give opinions.
Oh yeah, give your opinions. Opinions are not illegal here. Wait, that's illegal. I want to make sure I gave... Can you talk, Zuwadi? I thought I did the roles correctly. Am I on drugs? Sorry, kids. But,
Quick, hide them.
Chris.
Scrolling through Sluggazoid again right now just to refresh myself on him.
Basically, he's bad at everything. He can't deny. If you try to use him as an attacker, he has too low power, and his moves are too low power. He's obviously not a tank, and he has no support skills. So, there we go. He's bad.
I think you can get some sort of niche out of him if you set up both a Drowned, Stamina Leak, and then also decrease enemy maximum stamina. So, like,
yeah, but
that makes You get so many turns in for that.
The odds of getting that off, like, it's not like NER doesn't exist. It's a thing still. So
No.
if he gets it all, they have relics. That's a miracle. It's a miracle. He's Hardy bait. He's any bait. He's just bad.
Oh yeah, right. Hardy has water protection.
Oh wait, he is. Oh my. Yeah, that's bad. But he does have a 0 cooldown physical skill with a 5th chance of freeze, so I guess he could fight a little. So
Imagine if Sluggish had an extra turn skill. Oh. Hardy would murder him even more than.
Hello?
Hardy would.
Hey.
I heard the hello. I didn't hear anything else though.
Yeah. Hi.
Hello, you want to voice your opinion?
Well, basically, the Cosmics were not needed.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I feel like the Cosmics were just, like I said already, a money grab. I don't like them at all, so...
I mean, the Mythics were already way too much. I mean, their stats and everything were ridiculous. We didn't need the Cosmics with those ridiculous stats. It's just... I mean, I don't know.
I feel like it's a vicious cycle by social points. So first we have regular legendaries, then we have the Nemesis that are much, by far, like way more powerful, and then we got elites, and then Forsakens, and then mythics, and then cosmic mythics. I feel like it's just going to keep ramping up until we get to some new rarity, and then it continues from there.
Yeah.
Power scaling just keeps getting broken.
Yeah.
I didn't have any problem, though, with those kind of generations because they weren't, like, game-breaking, you know? Like, they didn't have, like, game-breaking stats and anything. They just had, like, game-breaking skills.
Yeah.
But, because it didn't phase out, like, old legendaries. Like, you could still use, like, for example, when the Forsakens were released, they were kind of, like, game-breaking, but you could still use, like, regular legendaries like Helguden and other ones like that. They were still usable. But these Cosmics, I mean, even the Mythics, they trashed, or they made most of the legendaries unusable. I mean, to be honest, most of the legendaries that were used in the Forsaken, the Mythic era were just Grakon, Wormlad, Corruptus, Santa, and a few others that could actually survive. But the Cosmics completely just throw away every other legendary that isn't Grakon and Wormlad, or even Santa, but Santa has his time. I think he's starting to die out, and so is Wormlad. I don't think Wormlad will survive much longer. I think Grakon will survive the most, to be honest.
Yeah. I feel like
Grakon,
Raisel. His combination of his insane denial skills with area dodge is probably going to keep him alive for quite a while, especially since nowadays... See, back then there was a little more resistance to denial because we had stuff like Izul Ragworm and stuff like that weren't as easy to deny. But now that it's just mythics, like for example, like Daedalus, Aruno, and let's just say Rag. It's a random team, but it probably could be used. It's much easier to deny. So
yeah, the Cosmics, I don't know. They're not too pay to win yet. I mean, the best ones are pay to win, right? Like Hardy and Vanoss. Sluggizoid is, I don't know. That's a disaster. He was so much better in his leagues, but I don't know what happened to that. And Thunderkong is another disappointment, but to be honest, he's just like Rara. Everybody said that Rara was trash and then she became meta. So right now, the Cosmics are not too game-breaking. It's just Vanoss. Vanoss is just more of an annoyance. I feel like he's going to see a lot of, not a lot of usage later on, especially with other Cosmics, because his main gimmick is Pierce. And once you start releasing Cosmics that can withstand his attacks, especially like 150 versus 150, I didn't think he's going to be used much. But because even now, 150 Mythics, like Argumel and Lonrad, they can survive his metal-based hits even though he has elemental advantage, even with 3 strength. So it's kind of like I don't see him being meta for much longer.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. I feel like
Yeah, for now he's gonna get a lot of usage.
yeah. So like when Wildbird was released, he was different. His attack stat was absolutely broken. I'm just going to ignore the positive effects protection for now because
Royals.
yeah, but most had broken attacks and he had a broken attack stat, so he could deal a lot of damage to any legendary. But I feel like this one is kind of nerfed with the attack stats and stuff, so I feel like it's going to get outclassed soon.
Yeah, because he couldn't. A 150 Vanos couldn't even kill my Ragnarok with 1 life. So I don't really see him being used that much. Once we start getting like mythics that can actually withstand his hits or counter him, I don't know. I mean, his AI is even worse. It even makes him even less reliable because his AI, like if you have Megaton or even if you sometimes have Elvira, he'll just recharge or he'll just target Daedalus for some reason.
Yeah, that reminds me of just earlier today when I was recording Hardy usage. I used a team of Hardy, Glamhead and Daedalus, and I went up against a 130 Vanos. He went straight for Daedalus with a single target attack for no reason.
Yeah, his AI is really bad. I mean, sometimes it'll be good, but it's just no. I mean, that's why I'm not ranking up Vanos because I see him getting outclassed very soon, or not very soon, but like in a month or two. Because I mean, to be honest, all he has is Pierce. His skills are garbage, and that's all he has is Pierce. To be honest.
Yeah, absolutely. And I just want to I'm going to touch up on the topic of Slugazoid just because this thing is irritatingly bad for me. I was looking through his moveset for the first time, and I'm like, I thought I'm just like, where are the Group 2 and the Group 3 skills? They all look like skills you get when he's like level 5, but there were no better skills. I'm honestly baffled. There's not a single reliable AOE. I don't think there is a single AOE deny at all. Not even an AOE stun or a base AOE freeze. There's nothing. And I don't think he has PBR.
No, he doesn't have
Kodama being the main Cosmic Denier now for a while.
I see Black Feather being used more than Kodama, to be honest. I mean, Kodama is good, but it's just basically a worse side miss with Res Block. I mean, I don't know.
Res Block's gonna give him a niche at least.
Yeah, because, I mean, Lonrad and Miseris, they are some of the most annoying monsters you can face ever. And CDA shuts them down pretty hard. And so does Res Block.
Yeah.
Crafting my Kodama right now.
Yeah. So, I'm going to move on, and I'm going to speculate a little bit. So, we're going to get our first Cosmic tank soon, and that will be a Bombetta. So I'm a little worried about this one, because depending on its stat spread, we already saw its move pool. It's definitely not the worst thing in the world, but it's not exactly, doesn't strike me as amazing. But I feel like his trait, if we get something broken, like a Status Caster Megataunt, then it's really worrying for me. And its stat spread is also very important, so...
I don't know. Megaton basically just spells the end of Daedalus, then I guess.
I don't see, if he does have Megaton, I don't see Daedalus getting outclassed. Because, like, I mean, Done Raw, right? When she got released, she was the first Megaton Mythic, and she was still being used all the way till the Forsaken era, even with other better Megaton tanks. So, I mean, I don't see him getting outclassed. He's still going to be very useful for, like, Earth Wars and stuff like that. I don't see him getting outclassed. I mean, Bombetta or whatever, he's good, but I don't know. I feel like he's not going to have Megaton, because I feel like they'd be way too early to release a Cosmic with Megaton.
But see, that's what I thought with Status Caster Pierce, but then literally the first Cosmic Mythic released, or one of the first, it already has Status Caster Pierce, so I don't really...
Yeah.
Social Point's a wild card at this point. I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know what they want.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's move on to another monster. So I've been seeing. I really want to touch on this topic because I've been seeing a lot of controversy surrounding this, and that monster is Heist. And so I've been seeing some people say he's absolute trash. I've seen some people say he's really good. So what do you guys think about that?
I think he's like a worse Croc. Like he's good. He's not good, but he's like decent. But he's not like the best. I'd rather use Croc, even though Highest has the insane stats. But the Croc dude just feels a lot better. Has better dots. Has better skills. I think has better relics too. I don't know. And I mean, the main thing he has is immune to control. I mean, without that, he probably would be pretty bad.
Yeah, I feel like right now Heist is going to be used just because this is the beginning of the Cosmic Era. We don't really have. I think if my memory does not betray me, I feel like he's one of the few free to play Cosmic Mythics, and I feel like a lot of his usage though will be contributed to the fact that they're giving out his cells like candy in the chests. So, but
Oh my god, yeah.
every time I get, yeah, I got 3 tier 5 chests like just yesterday. I opened them today, and out of every single one of them, I got 40 Heist cells. So.
Yeah, those chests were kind of insane. I mean, I think Social Point nerfing them was kind of needed, but not the way they nerfed them. They nerfed them like really bad. Like the eggs are kind of bad now.
Yeah,
but they're free, so it's not really worth complaining about.
But actually, the chests at first were a little. They were insane. I don't know what else. Yeah, like people were getting 200 Froma cells, 200. I don't remember what I got. I think I got 200 Yoroi cells, which I think the quest monsters like Yoroi and I forgot, but the Fire Denier mythic Vandekin. Yeah, I feel like it kind of upset a lot of people, especially those who, because for people to get them, they were like spending gems and they were grinding it out, and then next thing you know, somebody's getting 200 of it out of the chest. So.
Well, I didn't have a problem with that because, to be honest, not many people really spent on Vandekin. A lot of people spent on Froma, so I get that people would be mad about that. I didn't really have a problem because most of the mythics that they have in the eggs are kind of getting outclassed and outdated. Like, Taney is not really too great. Dr. Watts is... I don't know. Is Dr. Watts in the eggs?
I didn't see him in there.
Maybe he was. I don't know. Okay.
Well, he's kind of underwhelming. Moonhaze is pretty good, but he was free to play, so you can't really complain about that one. And who else is in there? Oh, I don't know.
I already said Yoroi. Yoroi is kind of. I think the best word to describe would be mediocre. Definitely not the worst thing in the world, not the best. So.
Yeah, she's okay, but I don't know. I feel like Earth is kind of the worst element right now.
Or is just Sidereal, but slightly worse.
They have Vastus, but to be honest, he only has one great skill, and the rest of him is kind of whack. Oh, never mind. They have Daedalus too. I forgot. Daedalus makes up for Earth, to be honest.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the only other mythic Earth we have is Gotta Go.
Gotta Go is definitely not the worst.
No, he's pretty good.
Yeah.
But I'd rather use Simus. I just think she's far better.
Yeah.
True.
I mean, she's
Gotta Go. Yeah, one of the first.
She's like amazing. She's just awesome. I don't know. She has Makeup Possession per cooldown. She can spam CDA. She's pretty cool.
What's up with all these race monsters and just being consistently solid?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we've had I think the first one was Iris. No, Cyberreal.
Uh-huh.
And please, Cyberreal. They really stood well in the Mythic meta. I think even up till the end, until Cosmics were released, Cyberreal was still used in one way or another, and that's the same with its counterpart, Iron Mail. Mysterious was also amazing. I don't need to go too in depth about this; they're all pretty solid.
Mysterious, I still feel like you're gonna see him quite a bit. I mean, he's like a res monster with anticipation, even though the anticipation is kind of really not needed, to be honest, because like he doesn't really do anything with it, but it's kind of neat to have. And his relics are pretty cool too.
What are Mizras's relics again?
What?
Oh wait, he had Amulet and Trap, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. I never
Those are
got
really good.
Charizards yet, so Amulet's always been a hit or a miss for me.
Yeah.
That's true. I suppose you could slap like an Else's or even just a healing amulet if you just really want the survivability.
Yeah. I personally don't like Mizrus too much. He's just, I don't know, he just never was good for me.
Mysteris is kind of out there. It's
always been a hit or a miss for me.
Same.
Because,
And-
works some matches, doesn't others.
Because I know he's good, but for me, he just doesn't work. I don't know why.
Yeah. All right, so let's talk about Ignis. I think Ignis, I believe, is the only.
He was the most recent race.
And since we were speaking about races, yes, he was in the most recent race. So, what do we think about Ignis?
I personally don't like him. I mean,
for
the per and the negative effect removal with the heal is nice, but what is he gonna do if he's alone or something? He just does nothing. And he's just underwhelming. Even by mythic standards, regular mythic standards, he's pretty underwhelming. I don't know. And his trait is pretty bad. If you get rid of his status caster, you can easily deny him. And CDA shuts him down too. And CDA is everywhere right now. And it's just I don't know. I personally don't like him. I just don't know what it is.
Yeah, I felt like the reason I didn't like Ignis was I just felt I felt like his moveset was kind of limited. He has the NER and he has the AoE PER. I feel like those two are pretty much necessary to have as a support. If you don't have those, you're already very bad. And I felt like one thing that irritated me, well, actually two things, was number one, his lack of tortures. Yes, he has burn, but that's it. Number two, his lack of trait disable. Those are the two things that irritate me.
Yeah, you try and put him against Santa, and he literally cannot do anything. I don't even think he can kill Santa because he has such low power moves. I don't know. He can't
Ring of Fire.
He can't.
Only don't run that. So this gonna suck.
He can't deal with dodge area, especially Grakon. I think Grakon is the death of him, unless you're running a Pierce monster like Vanos or whatever. But I don't know. I just don't see him being. I see him being used just because he's a race monster, and a lot of people rely on race monsters. But I don't know. I feel like he's going to get outclassed. I'd rather use mythic supports like Froma, Blaz, Longrad, and others. They're just far better.
Yeah. I just feel like he's definitely good at the moment just because he has an insane speed for support, but I feel like he's going to get outclassed by. I'm willing to bet the next cosmic support that comes out after him. So
yeah, he's just kind of not it for me. And I know a lot of people like him because he's fire, and fire kind of lacks right now. But yeah, I don't know. He's just not the monster for me.
I would definitely rather use Ignis over Zorky, though.
Well, anyone would.
Oh no, not Zorky. God, don't even talk about Zorky.
I love Zorky.
I personally don't find Zorky too bad. I don't find him to be the worst mythic, but he's not anywhere near good though.
Definitely not. Zorky is good for Wars. Well, Wars is a completely different story, though.
Yeah, because monsters in war and monsters in PvP are used for different things.
Yeah. When it comes to Wars, that's when we have to get into restrictions and, the other books and how it fares against it. And honestly, that's just a whole other conversation.
Yeah, Ignis is not. Ignis, he probably will be used because he's fired. And a lot of people have him ranked up too. That's probably another reason why he'll be used a lot.
Yeah.
Ignis is also in mechanical, which is a big yikes because Santa.
Oh.
Yeah, isn't Santa and like Blas and others in there too?
I think so.
Yeah, I'd rather not. And plus, since I use Argumel, and I have her rank 5, and I use that Compassion as weakness skill to give Evil Legion's hater, he's just so easy to deal with.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. He's Evil Legions as well.
Especially in PvP, he's really easy to deal with.
Yeah. Again, right now, he has a niche just because of his incredible speed for the only support. But he's going to get outclassed very quickly.
Yeah.
And okay, so let's see what other monsters are there. Hardy. Okay.
I like Hardy.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
I think Armor was kind of hating on him a little just because he had the anticipation, and he said that anticipation isn't going to be used as much now because back then anticipation was basically almost a must need because there was Thalassa and basically Thalassa. But now that Thalassa isn't used as much, anticipation's kind of just out there. I guess there's Nor and ThunderKong now, but nobody's going to use ThunderKong.
Yeah,
I mean, maybe. But I feel like even just without his anticipation, I feel like his stats are really good, and I feel like his moves definitely aren't too bad either. So.
Yeah, I really like Hardy, and I love Armor, right? But sometimes his opinions are a little bit out there, cause I don't know, his opinion on Miseris
over evil. I remember that.
Oh god.
I mean,
Isil over Nitro. Okay, we don't. I mean, not Isil over Nitro. Nitro over Isil. Yeah, that was interesting.
Yeah. Well. Yeah, Armor has some weird opinions sometimes. Hardy's definitely really good. I mean, he's probably not the anticipation that Armor expected. That's part of why he doesn't like him. But I think he's pretty good. He hits hard. He has good relics. I don't know. He has great stats. He's just awesome. Him and Blackfeather are probably the two mythics I'm going to take to rank 5 just because they pair so well together and they're both really good.
Yeah. Also,
I really want to pick up Blackfeather.
Blackfeather. I personally, I just rejoined back into Monster Legends, so I honestly don't have the gems to get him. So that's a big sad moment. I guess I'll just have to wait.
Yeah.
Nothing. Yeah. So, oh yeah, I think Hardy also has Vulnerable, which Vulnerable is okay-ish, I guess. It's not exactly amazing, but Orange Blast is single 60 also has Curse, and that's a lot of damage. So
I like Vulnerable.
Yeah.
The Vulnerable. The fast as a shark skill, AoE vulnerable skill. You pair that up with Laser Beam Sword, and it's like instead of AoE 12,000, I think it turns up to AoE 18,000 extra damage.
Yeah, Laser Beam Sword is definitely here to stay.
Yeah, that relic is staying here for a very long time.
Yeah, at least until the stats get so inflated that it's nothing. Which I hope doesn't happen, but it probably will.
Yeah.
10,000 strength to win.
To be fair,
Alright.
most of the cosmics that have been released are pretty decent, except for Slugazoid, and I guess that's it. To be honest, just Slugazoid.
Yeah, Slugazoid. Calling it.
ThunderCon's a bit of a
Yeah.
hit and a miss.
Yeah. It's kind of
Yeah.
like. Yeah.
The only
Thunder-
problem he has, though, is if you run into Daedalus or Erder, you're not going to kill him. Kill her or him with Thundercog.
I feel like ThunderCon kind of has the Voltaic paradox in a way.
Yeah.
Kind of sad. Oh well. Everything's good against Slug and Thunder. Pretty much, yeah. Alright, so does anybody have any topics they want to talk about?
I guess the free-to-play and pay-to-win
I think
topic.
we've been talking for quite a while, so...
Okay, Shady, you still picking up this? You still recording this?
I mean, I think maybe the free-to-play and pay-to-win topic, like, I don't know. I just think, I don't know how to start, like,
A lot of the weaker mythics have been the ones that are free to play, I've noticed.
yeah,
I should say.
that's kind of, like, bothering me. Like, I am a really big spender, right? But I'm not, like, one of those pay-to-win people that is, like, you know, trashes on free-to-play or any of that. Because, like, I used to be completely free-to-play before the Forsakens came out. And so I know how it is. So, but this game, like, the Forsakens were, there's no doubt they were just a big cash grab. But they weren't, like, I don't know, they weren't, like, that detrimental to free-to-play players.
Free to play players could still get them.
Yeah,
Even if it was just like rank 0, rank 1.
but the mythics and the cosmics are just, they completely blow away most free-to-plays. Like, most of them can't compete. Like, they're so ridiculous because so many people now have rank 5 mythics, rank 5 cosmics. Now, it's just like, I don't understand how free-to-play people are supposed to get those type of monsters. Like, you know, Social Point has to realize that not everybody can spend such ridiculous amounts of money on their game. And it's just like, and they need to stop releasing the good monsters behind paywalls. It's kind of getting ridiculous because, I mean, this new Legends Pass has Hardy and Vanoss, and then you have the free-to-play people have Slugazoid, which is kind of like a slap in the face because it's like, it's just so trash. I mean, ThunderCon, I think he's free-to-play, but I don't know. I'm tired of the pay-to-win. The pay-to-win stuff that Social Point is throwing at their game. It's getting ridiculous. Like, I don't know.
I agree with all that.
Yeah, and it doesn't help that the devs, especially on Armor server, don't understand like what free-to-play people actually go through. It's like they don't even play their own game. Because, like,
They're just like, if you have a fat wallet, then you're good to go.
yeah, and it's just like, I don't understand. These people, like, make up half the population of your game, and it's just like, you're trashing them. Yeah, I don't know. I'm tired of the pay-to-win and free-to-play stuff. It's just kind of getting ridiculous.
Yeah, next thing you know, the next big pay-to-win monster is going to have, like, immune to control, Megaton in their trait, and they're gonna just one-shot everything.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm not surprised by it anymore. I used to be really surprised, but when Wildbird came along and he had the actually insane trait of positive effects protection and Statuscaster Pierce, I was done. I mean, I just didn't care anymore. I knew it was going to keep happening.
Yeah, pair that up with Elvira and
Yeah,
pretty much
the Forsakens.
back then.
the Forsakens were the point where I think everybody realized Social Point knew whose players they favored. I mean, the Forsakens were just such a ridiculously stupid cash grab. I mean, if you were free to play, you couldn't get a Forsaken pass rank 1. I think it was impossible for a free to play person to get a rank 2 Forsaken. It was just like they were such an awful introduction to the game. They could have been without, or they could have been, I don't know. They could have been added in a different way that wasn't that.
Sometimes I wonder, like, how many people at Social Point were on board with this whole thing.
I mean, it's clear they're just doing this to make money, and I guess an excuse you could put out is like, oh, this was all planned, but I mean, it clearly wasn't planned. This was clearly a last-minute decision, and the reason why I know that is because they already had guaranteed us Nature and Thunder Elite, actually, and they didn't put out the Thunder Elite until they got bashed for it, so this was clearly a last-second decision.
And then they decided to release the Thunder Elite during the Mythic era, where it wasn't even going to last past a month, and that was kind of a slap in the face, because, like, you know, I don't know, it was just, the Forsakens were such a, I don't know, I don't even know anymore.
Yeah,
They were giving way too much stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. At first, there was the paywall wasn't kind of there before the Forsakens. I mean, every single monster, I think every single monster at least you could get if you grinded for it. You grinded long enough, you grinded hard enough, but the Forsakens were a literal paywall. You could not get past it.
Yeah, I mean, the elites, they were sort of free to play. You could get them, you could rank them up kind of easily. The War Masters were also pretty great, although it would take you, a long time to get a rank 5 War Master, but you were still guaranteed a rank 5 War Master if you grinded the game enough. So, I don't understand why they're doing this. It's like they're just trashing their main player base. I mean, the Cosmics are ready. I mean, for me, a big spender, the Cosmics are way too expensive, and so were the Forsakens and the Mythics. Like, there was no way I was going to spend, like, $400 on a Maze monster. That's, like, ridiculous for a rank 5 Mythic or Cosmic. That's just ridiculous. And then the cheapest you can get a rank 5 Cosmic or Mythic is through the offers, and that's if you are blessed by Social Point to get the good ones. And that'll cost you, like, between $100 or $150, and that's not even cheap for most people. So the game is getting way too ridiculously pay to win, even for my liking. It's just too much. I cannot take it anymore. It's just dumb, and I don't know, Social Point needs to stop or go under new management, or they need to break away from Take-Two, because this is ridiculous.
Yeah, this is absolutely crazy. At first, I mean, I don't think it's because they need it. Because a lot of companies, they're about to go underwater. They go ahead. They introduce the Forsakens just because they really need the money. But I don't think this is the case because there are people spending before. Okay, let's close it off there because we've been talking for quite a while. And for anyone who's watching, I hope you enjoyed the podcast. And feel free to, show it to anybody that Oh my God, I just said twice, but you get it. All right, bye guys.
Okay, bye.
You guys. Yep.
All right.